Oh, I'm a very, very happy person today. I think you know exactly why. It's because the Raiders, they are officially 9-7, which means they actually have a winning record for the first time since Saddam Hussein was in control of Iraq. This is huge. The last time the Raiders made the playoffs, 2002, 2003, there was no Facebook. There was no Twitter. There was no MySpace. Wikipedia was around, but nobody really used it. So this is really like the first time in the modern electronic era that the Raiders have been above 500. And of course, they got it in as always this season, a very, very thrilling way. 35-32, come from behind win against the Carolina Panthers. And, watching this game, it's been the same story all year round. I've said this a million times. The Raiders last year would have lost this game. But this year, for whatever reason, everything is just gelling. They're coming together when they need to come together. They're finding ways to win games and not lose them. And this is a perfect example. At one point, you had the Panthers score 25 unanswered points to take the lead in the third quarter. You had that really terrifying moment where Derek Carr went out for a couple of snaps because of his pinky. But then, of course, he comes back wearing the pimp glove, and he's like, I'm not afraid of you. I went in the locker room. They did some Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi stuff to me. I'm all right. And he came in there, and he did what Derek Carr does in the fourth quarter. He wins games. And just looking at the stats here, Cam Newton had a terrible first half, but he looked pretty solid in the follow-up. Jonathan Stewart had 2 touchdown rushes. Cam Newton finished the game with 246 yards, 2 touchdowns, but an interception, of course, to Khalil Mack. And all that, strangely enough, was in the second half of the game. So they didn't really play at all in the first. So yeah, the Raiders had a 24-7 lead going into the third quarter. The bottom fell out in the third, and the Raiders said, we're going to stay back together, and they won anyway. And, that's just Raider football nowadays. It's one of those things where I saw the Raiders down, and they slowly started making that comeback when they were down, 32 to, I think it was 25 or 24 or whatever. Last year I would have said, they're just going to keep losing. They're going to lose by double digits now. They're going to lose by 14, 20 points. It's going to happen. Now I'm watching it going, how are they going to win this one? It's exciting. They MacGyver their way through games, and it's absolutely beautiful to watch. And, yeah, on top of that, what more to say? You got not a really good rushing day. Raiders only had 55 yards. They allowed 129 for the Panthers. That's way too much. But, yeah, throwing the ball, Derek Carr, a 310-yard day, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Got sacked twice, but even then is only for 5 yards. Lost real estate overall. Michael Crabtree got 110 yards. That's good. Clive Walford getting some pitches. That's good. Seth Roberts. Did you know the Raiders are undefeated this year when Seth Roberts reels in a touchdown? So get that ball to damn Seth Roberts early and often. We need that. And what more to say? Oh, the defense. Khalil Mack. Let's see what he had. He had his first pick 6 of his career. He had a strip sack. He had a fumble recovery. And what else did he have? Oh, and he sacked the hell out of Cam Newton. Gave him flashbacks to the Super Bowl. So he did all that. He got the hat trick. Interception, fumble, sack, and give another quarterback PTSD. That's it. We might as well call it the Khalil hat trick from now on. And of course, he did the dab after it, and it was the best thing ever. So moving along. What does this game tell us about the Raiders? Number one, they don't die. You put them into a corner, you hit them with everything you got, they'll come back. The defense, as long as it holds up, and they've held up quite well, they got probably the best O-line in pro football, even better than the Cowboys. I will come out and say it, especially on the left side. So it's going to be hard to penetrate that offense. They're going to get a lot of points on the board. You don't want to mess with Derek Carr, and they rally. This is the rallying Raiders of 2016. They can do it. I don't think any other team really can do it as well as we do. So there's that. And moving along, we got 5 games left in the season. We got Buffalo, we got Kansas City, we got San Diego, Indianapolis, and Denver. And the crazy thing about this schedule is the last game of the year, the New Year's Day game against the defending Super Bowl champions, is the one I'm least worried about. That one I think the Raiders can take care of their business. But the other 4 games, they have trap written all over them. First off, the game against Buffalo. Buffalo's a good team. They play very much like the Panthers, except better. T-Mobile's playing better nowadays than Cam Newton. I think the defensive Bills is playing a lot better. LaShawn McCoy is healthy, definitely have a better run game. Sammy Watkins might be back. He is a hell of a receiver. So, I mean, this is going to be a very, very challenging game. So, the Raiders is going to be very much tit for tat as far as offense goes. So, it's about which defense holds up the best. And like I said, you got to go in here and bias. I think that's a 50-50. I mean, the Raiders could win this one. They could lose this one. It's just a matter of, which O-line holds up the best. So, that really go either way. But on top of that, what scares me the most is after that, it's a short week. You got 4 days. Then the Raiders are going to Kansas City to play the Chiefs on Thursday night. So you have a really, really tough game against the Bills, and you follow it up with the game against probably your toughest rival right now, the Chiefs. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, well, this is bad because the Raiders, they lose both those games. They fall to 9-4. You give Kansas City that was Freudian, wasn't it? Freudian inaccurate. You give Kansas City a 1 game or a 2 game lead. I mean, they really push you back. And it's going to be competitive AFC. You got a lot of teams scrapping for the wild card spots. So the Raiders need to win, I want to say probably at least 12 games this year to be guaranteed a divisional slot. So you got to win those games. And I think they're very, very questionable. And in fact, I think they're probably just going to come out and call it. They'll probably lose outright to Kansas City. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's the only real bad loss the Raiders have had all year round was Kansas City. And this in their home territory. This does not bode well. Then you got San Diego, which I think is another trap game. Indianapolis on Christmas Eve, which is a trap game. And Denver, which I think is probably the easiest win out of all of them. So like I said, all these games, they are winnable, but they're also losable. So it's going to be the Raiders going in there, and they got to keep doing what they've been doing. They're going to keep playing Blackjack Del Rio style, going in there, getting that offense going, and beating teams in the last minute. That's how the Raiders win. If they keep that up, not only are we doing playoffs, we're talking maybe a division win. We're talking maybe even a first-round bye, which would be huge. So we got our fingers crossed. We got faith in Derek Carr. We got the Bills coming up. So we're going to focus on them. Should be a very interesting matchup, very similar to the game against Carolina. And no matter what, from here on out, the Raiders, they're a winning team. And here's hoping there's a whole lot more winning coming on from there. See you on the field, folks, Sunday. It's going to be great.